to another edition of today's episode. But I want to use this opportunity to answer a question that someone asked me over the weekend. Although it is still our series of top international locations to invest in, especially for Nigerians in diaspora. However, this person asked that is it good to buy a village excision property? That's a land that comes with the title village excision. So I had to give him the pros and cons of buying that type of land. So it is now up to you or whoever wants to buy to decide if buying that property is still a good fit for them. So village excision came about after the Land Use Act of 1976 by President Obasanjo that declared that all land in the country or state belongs to the government. Before that Land Use Act of 1976, lands belonged to communities and kings had the permission or the wherewithal to give portions of land to their community members. But now that all lands belong to the government had to put in consideration those communities and kings that owned those lands before that Land Use Act. So in order to put things in perspective and in balance, they had to apportion some parts of lands to those communities back. So they did that after looking at their long-term project for either the state or the country and be like, this part we want to use it for railway, this part we want to use it for road development, this part we want to use it for drainages, this part we want to use it for farming. After looking at all those aspects, they decided that, okay, we can give the community this section of land. So the portions of land were given back to those communities and those kings. Those lands that were given back is now what we know as excised land. So in English terms, the lands were excised back to the community or to the kings that owned them. So for example, we know that Amuwo Odofin, that's around Festac, was once a community or is still a community. And so that land was given back to that community. You have Elegushi community, that's around the Lekki area. That land was given back to that Elegushi community. We still have Jakonde community, which was being ruled by a king then. That land was given back to Jakonde king and its community members. Are you getting the picture now? We have a number of them like that, and the lands being given back to the kings and the communities. So that is where the title of village excision came to be. Now, is it good? The question now, I've not answered the question. I wanted you to understand how it came to be. The question now is it good to buy a village excision land? Right? It is this way. The challenge is that when a land is given back to a community or to a family, most times it is not just one person that owns that property. It is a group of persons or a group of family members. Now, if you go and buy the land where all the family members are not present or all the family members are not in agreement and the person not in agreement is not present in that land purchase agreement that you had with that family, in future, the other person that was not present can still sell that land to another person. And let's say there are like 5 different people, maybe 2 or 3 persons were not present, 2 different persons sell that same land to other persons. That is where issues arise. Are you getting the picture? Another issue that arises is this. You know, most persons are villagers. And so in as much as government says, okay, from this place to this place, we want to use it for future project, this place to that place is your own. Most communities or most families will still end up selling beyond the land given to them by the government. So they sell portions of land belonging to the government to you without your consent, without your knowledge. In future, that later brings you headache. So how to solve these situations? To solve the first one of family members, ensure that every family member associated with that property is present in your meeting. Don't, let's say for example, one or two of them are not available, maybe they're even in another country. Don't say the family member should send a representative. Try to get in touch with those family members if they've traveled or they're in distant lands to send a representative that you know is coming from them, not from the other family members. I hope you get that point. Now, let's say they say the family member is dead, right? You have to verify yourself. Let there be a death certificate confirming that that family member is dead. You have to verify that. This is the situation with buying land from families or communities, so as to avoid stories that touch the heart. Second aspect is that it is advisable to still take whatever land title or the survey given to you to the state office, the land state office. It could be the surveyor general's office or the land registry office, to go and verify, as our president Peter Obi always say, go and verify. Go and verify that land document to be sure that truly this land belongs to this family and it does not exceed the portion that is meant for the community. That you are not buying into a state land. It does not have any picture of future government encumbrance. I believe you get it. So ensure that due diligence is done on that property. Another very important due diligence is that make a video when you are having a community land agreement. Let there be video proof. If you want them to know you are going to make a video, fine. If you don't want them to know, fine, but ensure you have a video proof. Pastor Olumide Emmanuel, a very well-known real estate veteran, yes, and very, very intelligent man, explained how he got the land from a community, and 5 years later or years later, he went back to the community to acclaim the land. And he told him he never had any business deal with them until he brought out a video that he did back then and showed them, is this not you? Is this not your brother? Is this not so and so? Before they finally agreed, oh, it's you, I remember now. And then they eventually gave him the land. But let's assume he did not have that video. You know what would have been the case. You get the picture. So always ensure you have a video proof. Another way to ensure that these challenges does not affect you is to ensure you come with armed security. When it comes to community and family land, come with very good armed security. If you have friends who are in military, get like 4 or more going there. If you have armed bodies or police, but come with armed security. That way they take you serious and they know you are not someone to mess with, that they do anyhow, they will see anyhow. Come with your lawyers as well, just to ensure you don't have any future challenges. So that's one way to deal with buying the family aspect of land. So we've already answered the aspect of ensuring that they do not encroach into government land. You have to take that to land registry to verify. So after you've done your verification, you see that it is a good fit, everything is in check. You can now decide if to buy village excision is good for you. After doing this, there's one very important aspect, which is after you have bought the land and it has excision, you have to go further to make an official news publication, either in the newspaper or on news, on TV news, officially announcing that this community has handed over you, either let's say you are an individual or a developer, this community has handed over this parcel of land, this size, this location to this person. An official publication has to be made. So once the official publication is made, the land is no longer an excision land. It is now a gazetted land, a gazetted land. Now, most people say that C of O is the highest and best land title, which to an extent we agree, but this is not a title documentation video, so I will not go in detail. If not, it will be longer. Most people say that C of O is very good, but they forget that C of O have a 99-year threshold, right? After 99 years, you have to go and renew that CFO. If not, the government can confiscate your land. But a gazetted land is freehold for life. Once your land has moved from excision to gazette, that land is yours for life. You cannot decide to go ahead to do CFO or governor's consent on the land. Are you getting the picture? Very good. So that takes me to the part where we have a property in Ibejuleki, 10 minutes drive to Dangote Refinery, 10 minutes drive to Lekki Deep Seaport, right? Adjacent Lekki and the proposed Lekki Golf Course, and also along the coastal road right there in Ibejuleki. And the title on this land, on this property is Gazette. So it's a very good property to buy. Now, we have just a few plots of land available, right? The land is selling for 50 million naira per plot if you are buying outright. And if you are paying instrumental, you pay higher. We also have 4 and 5 bedroom apartments available. I'm going to do well to share video of this property in the coming weeks. But if you think this is a lucrative place for you, which is very wonderful, the place is serene, it is secured, the road to the estate is interlocked, and we're also interlocking every aspect of the estate. If you want more information on this property, you want to buy for future rental and shortlet, by the way, it is perfect for rental or shortlet because it is close to Dangote Refinery, it is close to La Campana Tropicana, one of the best resorts in the entire Ibejuleki. So if you see this property as something you want to consider, please feel free to reach me with the number in the description of this video. Our time is fast spent, so I may not be able to talk in detail about top international locations to invest in. But that being said, there's a video in the description of this video, over an hour, if not 2 hours video, that talks in detail about our property in Katy, Houston, Texas. Yes, in detail about this property, how you can invest. You also get to see other investors who have bought into it and why they bought into it. Perhaps that might encourage you to buy. So if you need more information on any of these services, please reach out to me with the number in the description of this video. Next time. Bye-bye.